Day 64. So today will be an interesting video. I'm not even sure what I'm going to say or talk about. And usually I have an idea, and usually I have it either, scripted decently enough or, a really good areas of what I want to say, etc. Here, I really don't. But what I do know is I'm at a challenge right now. Really, it's around the customer or the prospect or the actual people I'm going to be selling my services to. Now, it's not that I don't know. I have, that core intuition of what it is, but it's what I'm going to actually be specifically selling them. And in the bigger context, it really isn't hard to find a customer, find something to sell them, and sell them. But I'm adding stress to this intentionally, and it really is being done as an experiment. We've talked a little bit, I think, about life being a paradox, and that you'll see both sides of something, and that's there based on the law of polarity, and I believe, and it's important for both things to be visible for you really to understand how to move forward in a situation. And usually what happens is people get stuck on one side. So, like people get stuck on the question and never find the answer. Well, if you have a question, there has to be an answer. And if there wasn't an answer, the question couldn't exist. The same thing, if you have an answer, there has to be a question. So, in this case, I have an answer, and my answer is what, we'll just say me and what my uniqueness brings. And that's the service I know. So if I've got that, there has to be a customer. The challenge is finding them. And I've found some ideas on how to do that, and I think I have, ways I could do it. But I'm also trying to stop that paradigm of, you know what you want and going and finding people, because you still don't know whether they would buy it. And, that is really important to me, in that I don't spend effort on something that people might not be willing to buy, or willing to, in the right mindset, that is going to be easy for me to convert them so that I can, make a living off of it and transition into the new role that I want to be and where I want to be with my life. So, and the reason I know this is I've done other websites. I've actually had a very popular site that's over the years, since, I've had it since, 1996. So it was one of the first ones really on the internet. It's morphed into a little bit of different things. It started at a different URL because, back then I didn't even have the funds to really buy a domain. That's how much I was living my living way it was. But I've served tens of millions of people, and it has been a very popular site recently. Some of the Google stuff, it's made it harder, and I haven't obviously been updating it, so etc. The challenge is that I have an answer, and there were definitely people coming to me, but those people were not the type that were in the mindset that would buy. And I could probably change the site now because I'm obviously at a different part of my life, and I think I could potentially find better ways to maybe convert the ideas and stuff, but really it is more from an educational type site, and it's just not the clientele, you could say, that would want to buy something, or what they'd buy would be small enough and not really what I'm looking for, and not being really areas that I want to continue to develop myself. unlike where I am now, I'm really trying to. So the reason I'm putting all of this into that same context is I want the universe to do the heavy lifting for me. And I really believe right now I haven't had anything that counters it. And it feels like an intuition that one of the hardest things that people do is they make life harder for them. And the universe really is about easiness. It really is about taking a road that is at times hard and then is at times easy. That's your paradox. But for me, I want that be lived by life concept that I'm trying to promote to do this. So I'm willing, I guess, to take my personal happiness and my personal life and put myself into an experiment that allows me to see, okay, can you be, who you are, knowing that you've got a very unique talent that can serve people, not knowing if those people are out there in a way, how to approach them, and not having to approach them, actually having them come to you. And I know that's a little dangerous in you could set yourself up if you have the right belief structure that they never come. So I need to make sure I am in the right mindset so that I don't open up that opportunity because of the other universal laws and the other just laws of nature and stuff that you can put yourself in, if that even makes sense. So I'm going to have to think about that. But really, that's where I am. I've kind of created a conundrum of myself and kind of reminded of, if you've ever seen Lincoln, there's a scene where he specifically, Lincoln talks about how the legal system and where he was and the political and the social and all those other forces out there, the very specific path he had to navigate to get what he wanted while balancing it with all the other forces out there. And that's kind of where I am now. It is something that I believe you can do because that is actually one of my unique talents, being able to find a path in a very complex spaghetti mess, you could say, of stuff. So I guess the clarity out of this is, or the challenge, the clarity of the challenge is, which just as a side note, that's really important in being able to move forward, in understanding, really getting a clarity. And that is, how do you balance living life in complete surrender and allowing the universe to do the heavy lifting, yet communicate and fully display who you are, knowing that you have an answer, but not knowing what the customer's question specifically is. Yet you don't want to go out and ask because you really want the right customers that are willing to buy from you to come to you so that then you can ask. So that, I guess, is what my challenge is and what I need help on. How to balance that and how to have those people, find those people in a way, or get them attracted to you and coming to you so that you're on the right energetic and stuff for them to come to you while being surrendered. So I guess we'll just have to sit on that. This is another little experiment here. See if I've got enough clarity. I don't feel that it's really fully grounded. That's probably because of the pressure of being in the video camera and kind of not wanting to just sit here and meditate. But I'll sit on this. And, it's good to have this documented. And let's see what pops into my awareness over the next, 24, 48 hours as I fine-tune this. And we'll see if I can give you an answer in the next video. It might take a couple days as I fine-tune this. But again, to state really where I am, I've got an answer. I know what I kind of want my services to be. I don't I know there's a customer out there based on the law of polarity. I don't know how to bring them to me because I don't want to go out and searching for them. And the only thing it says to me is continue to develop content. My concern around that is I don't want to develop the wrong content and, attract the wrong people. So I've got to work on that. But we'll see what pops into my mind or into my awareness, because I really do believe, based on those other principles around the surrender and the gratitude and stuff, that the universe can do the heavy lifting for you. And you just have to be willing to trust it and surrender to it and know it will provide it at the right time. And my base intuition is I still need some more work before that right customer shows. But we'll just see. Okay, so we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know. Thanks.